Yo, this is What If Superman Raised Goku. Part 1 is a little old, so the audio quality isn't that good, but part 2 and 3 have pretty good audio. Without further ado, let's get into this What If.
This What If starts off with Superman fighting Dr. Fate. They were fighting for a while. Dr. Fate decides he wants to end it now, so he opens a portal to another dimension and pushes Superman in it. Superman is confused. He's distraught. He has a family. He wants to go back. Superman knows he can't stay here for long. He looks around. There are dinosaurs. He's in a forest. He wonders if he was pushed back in time. Suddenly, an unfamiliar object crashes to the ground. He hears a crying baby and follows the sound. It leads him to an actual crash ship. It gives him some sort of deja vu. Superman looks in it and it actually is a baby. He breaks the cover off the door and picks up the child. Superman notices this child is really strong. He wonders if this is a different Earth. If this child is like a different version of him, maybe he's Kryptonian. A tail pops out in front of Superman's face, or maybe he's not. Either way, I can't leave him out here. As a hero he is, Superman takes the child and searches for a place to rest. He flies hours, but eventually finds a man training a couple miles down. Superman sees an old man training to keep his body in shape. He flies down to greet the man. Excuse me, sir, but do you mind telling me where I am? The old man wipes the sweat off his face and looks up. Oh, whoa. We're on Mount Pelzu. Superman thinks. I've never heard of this place. The old man sees the baby in Superman's arm and asks if that's his. Superman looks down in his arms. No, I found him in the forest. He doesn't really give off too much information since he doesn't really trust this guy yet. The baby's tail peeps out of Superman's arm. The old man is shocked. That boy has a tail. Superman replies, I know. I wondered about that earlier. So, where do you live? The old man asks. Funny that you asked that. I don't live anywhere. What? The old man yells. You picked up a baby and you don't even have a place to live? Look, son, stay with me as long as you want. I'll provide you food and shelter. Superman was shocked. Wait, are you serious? Thank you very much. The old man says, of course. What's your name, son? Superman goes for a leap of faith and says his name. My name is Clark Kent. The old man responds, nice to meet you, Clark. My name is Gohan. Now, a little time skip passes through this because, they're getting to know each other. I'll tell you about it. Look, time passes. Superman decided to let Gohan name the baby. Since he didn't want to get too attached after all, he still has a family to go back to. Gohan decides to name the baby Goku. Goku is very aggressive and mean-spirited. Superman and Gohan did try their best to contain him. It worked most of the time. But one day, baby Goku was laying on his back. Coincidentally, it was a full moon. As he saw the shine, he began to transform. Superman and Gohan woke up to the loud rumbling in shock. They both see a giant ape towering over them, destroying everything in sight. Superman tried to find Goku, but he was nowhere to be seen. Gohan analyzed the situation and figured out the giant ape was Goku. It's Goku, Clark. That monster, it's Goku. Superman flew up. He tried to get Goku's attention, but for some reason his eyes were locked in on Gohan, as if it was his destiny to kill him. Goku charges at Gohan, ready to end his life. Superman thinks as a hero instead of a father and punches Goku in the back of the head. Goku knocks out on impact. Superman and Gohan stayed up all night building back their house. In the morning, the two go to check on baby Goku, and they notice his whole mood changes. He becomes the most sweetest and tame kid in the world. From that day on, Goku was so nice, and he never gave them any problems. A couple years pass, and they both grow a bond with the child, teaching him their morals and training with him to the fullest. Goku grew up to know Superman as his father, and Gohan as his grandpa. Superman still never forgot he had a family to go back to. He occasionally flew around with Goku and showed him how to fight crime. Goku looked up to his father figure and wanted to be just like him. One day, Gohan and Superman were looking for a birthday gift for Goku. The two ran into a 4-star Dragonball together, and they knew it was a perfect present. The day of Goku's birthday, they gave it to him, told him to wear it around his neck, and said, "Goku, always wear this around your neck. These 4 stars represent you, because you came from the stars." When Goku heard that, it stuck to him. This Kid Goku is way stronger than main timeline Kid Goku. His power level is about 2,000. Reason for that is because he trained with Superman and Gohan. Gohan taught him martial arts, and Superman taught him the way of the hero. Goku doesn't just fight for a challenge, but he fights for justice. One day while Superman was out fighting crime in West City, Goku ventures off into the woods to go find dinner, eventually finding a giant fish. He hears a sound, and it's a car. He quickly moves out of the way. The car crashes into a tree. He swiftly rescues the person in the car. Goku brushes her off and asks if she's okay. The girl yells at him and says, "It's rude to stand in the road, you know. Where I come from, we're way kinder to ladies." Goku apologizes. "I'm sorry, I was just bringing fish home for dinner." The girl says, "Well, it's okay. Cars come a dime a dozen. Anyway, what's your name, kid?" Goku introduces himself. "My name is Goku. What is your name if you don't mind me asking?" The girl says, "My name is Bulma." Goku asks, "What are you doing all the way out in Mount Paozu?" "Well, I'm looking for a particular object," she says. Bulma looks down at her dragon radar and notices there's a Dragon Ball in front of her. Bulma intently looks at Goku, noticing that there's a Dragon Ball around his neck. Her eyes glow up. "Hey, can I have what's around your neck?" she asks. Goku looks at her. He looks at her like she just stole something from him. He says, "No! My grandpa and father gave me this. It means the world to me." Bulma says, "How about this? You can join me on my quest to find the rest of those balls, and I won't touch yours. I promise." Goku takes a deep breath. "Father!" Superman flies all the way over Goku in half a second. He sporadically says, "Is everything okay, son?" Goku says, "Yeah, I'm fine." Superman with visual confusion replies, "What did I tell you about calling me over when there isn't a serious issue? I have a job, son." I know. I was just wondering if I can go on an adventure with my new friend Bolka?" "It's Bulma," she says. He asks what type of quest. Bulma explains the whole situation. Superman says, "It's fine with me. If you need me, I'm only a scream away." Superman kisses Goku on his forehead and says, "Stay safe, son."
Goku says, "Bulma, give me the radar." She hands it over to him, and he runs off with super speed. A few seconds later, he comes back with the Dragon Ball. Bulma yells, But how? Why are you so fast?" "I'm just quick like that," Goku says. She slaps Goku in the face. "How dare you go on a mission without me? This is our adventure. Don't leave me again." He says, "Okay, my bad. I won't leave you again." So both the duo go on an adventure. It starts out pretty well. Goku easily defeats Oolong and goes to retrieve the next Dragon Ball. Getting a hold of the next Dragon Ball was pretty easy to Goku as well. He only ran into one problem. He had to face off against bandits, and everyone knows who that bandit is. Yamcha. Goku was pretty hungry, and Bulma was running low on food. So when Goku faced off against the bandit, we all know as Yamcha, he still won. Even a hungry Goku can still easily beat Yamcha. Yes, Goku is really powerful compared to all his foes, and only continues to get stronger. When he finally makes the Fry Pan Mountain, he easily evades all the Ox King attacks, eventually convincing him that they're not enemies. The Ox King asks Goku to retrieve his beloved daughter. Goku surely does. When he meets Chi-Chi, she falls for him like she did in the original series. The only difference is that Goku knew what marriage was, and didn't mind having the same thing. Goku agreed to marry Chi-Chi, but on one condition. She has to wait until he grows up a little bit more. With that information, you're all caught up on premium filler. Goku brings Chi-Chi back to the Ox King and allows Goku to attempt to retrieve the Dragon Balls. Goku yells. Everyone thinks he's about to blow the fire down, but no, he yells his father's name. Superman comes down immediately. "Whoa, son! How's it even theoretically realistic? A mountain is on fire?" Goku says, "Dad, can you blow down this mountain?" Superman gets upset. "Goku, I told you not to call me unless it's something important. I've been teaching you how to use your ki. You can blow this down." So before I move on, the reason Superman knows about ki is because at some point in the Dragon Ball universe, he was trying to find a way to get home and ended up discovering Kami's lookout. So back to the story. Superman says, dig deep, feel the energy inside of you, release it. Goku takes a giant deep breath and feels the energy inside of him. Then he blows as hard as he can. The flames start disappearing. The heat stops radiating. Eventually the whole fire mountain is extinguished. The Ox King thanks Goku, and they all have a feast. Chi-Chi tells the Ox King that him and Goku are gonna get married, but they're waiting until they're big kids. With that out of the way, Goku and Bulma search for the last pair of Dragon Balls, and notice the Dragon Balls are underground. Suddenly, bullets start shooting. Goku throws Bulma out of proximity of the projections and starts to destroy every single one. Turns out it's Emperor Pilaf hoarding 2 Dragon Balls for himself. Goku easily takes the Pilaf gang out and gives the Dragon Balls to Bulma. She decides she doesn't need it. She's found someone else in mind. Goku doesn't know what to do with the Dragon Balls. He figures out. He's always wondered how his father got so strong. Goku places down the orbs and states his wish. I wish that I had the knowledge of what my father has. Your wishes are in my abilities and can be granted. Shinron grants Goku's wish. Goku is falling aback on what he sees. The battles Superman had to go through, his family that he lost, and the late nights where he cried quietly to himself. Goku sheds a couple of tears. He decided that next year he'll send his father back home. Bulma asks Goku what's wrong, but he doesn't respond. Goku tells Bulma he's leaving and don't try to search for him, because if she does, he won't hesitate to stop her. She doesn't know what to say and walks away. Goku leaves Bulma behind and waits a whole year. In time of waiting, Goku trained every single day, defeating gangsters and robbers and other evil organizations. He's also changed the color of his clothes. The world knows him as Shinigami because he always kills his enemies. One day when Goku was patrolling the area, he was confronted by Superman. Superman wanted to know who the masked person was, so he tried to use his X-ray vision, but couldn't see through the mask. Superman was falling aback. By the time he collected himself, Goku was gone. Eventually, a year passed, and Goku started to collect the Dragon Balls. He runs into the Red Ribbon Army, but before they can even inform headquarters about what was going on, they were already dead. Goku didn't care about anyone. He didn't have a true family, and his father never wanted him in the first place. He wanted to bring justice to the lives that were surrounded by him, and even more, justice to the world. Eventually, Goku gets all the Dragon Balls. He summons the Eternal Dragon. The sky goes dark. There's a giant glow in the sky. This attracts Superman. He flies over to it, and when he looks down, he sees Goku. By the time Superman lands to the ground, Goku has already made the wish. He says, "Son, what's wrong?" Goku has his back turned to Superman. "Don't call me son." Superman says, "What?" "Don't call me son. You never wanted me, and it's fine, because I don't want you. Goodbye, Dad. Superman." Superman is confused, but suddenly he begins to glow and float in the air. Superman begins to be sucked in by a portal. Goku looks up at the men who raised him and quietly says, "I love you, Dad." After this decision, Goku consistently trained. He didn't understand what he was doing or why he did it. That moment when he sent back Superman played back in his head over and over again. Goku's not dealing with the situation healthily. Every time he thought of what he did, it made him angrier and angrier. He stopped pulling his punches, and eventually, he started to kill every single one of them. A lot of the people that originally encountered never got to meet him, well, at least not in a traditional sense. Goku never got to marry Chi-Chi, he never became friends with Krillin, and when he did have a battle with Yamcha in the desert, he killed him. Goku killed every single one of his enemies or foes. His motives were way different than in the original series. Everything he did, he thought was for the greater good. And this makes sense since there was no Superman keeping him in the correct lane. With all this power, he could do anything he wanted. Eventually, Goku killed King Piccolo, Piccolo Jr., and Tien. One day, Mr. Popo called Goku up to the lookout. Popo told Goku that he wanted to purge all the evil out of him. Goku agreed, but first, he had to let him train in the room of spirit and time. Popo agreed to let Goku do so. When Goku entered the room, he began to train immediately. His power level is currently at the level of 5,000. The reason it's so high is because he remembered the training techniques Superman had showed him. As the days went by in the real world, Goku began to learn the techniques that Superman had, like laser beams, X-ray vision, super hearing, etc. Goku wanted to be better than his father. He wanted to be better than Superman. He stayed in the room of spirit and time for 10 days, and in the hyperbolic time chamber, that is 10 years. Goku knew how powerful his father could be and wanted to make sure he was stronger, so if his father did come back, he'd be ready. Goku trained every day for 10 years in the chamber. He meditated and understood. The only person he had was himself. Eventually, he leaves the time chamber. Goku's power level is immense, being at the humongous level of 10 billion. Being in the time chamber every year will give someone a 2.5 increase, plus the Superman training being 200 times increase. It would be reasonable that his power level would be that high. Popo is shaking in fear. He's shaking to ask Goku if he was ready to purge the evil out of him. Goku slowly looks at Mr. Popo and says, "I have no evil," then flies off the lookout with full strength. The pressure of his power shakes the whole infrastructure. After this encounter, Goku never speaks to Popo again. He doesn't trust him or anyone else. One day when Goku was flying, he hears a girl screaming 12 miles away. Supposedly an explosion went off and she got entrapped under the rubble. Goku flies over to the site. When he gets there, he sees cops and firefighters trying to help find others. As he lands, all eyes are on him. A cop is a little on edge and gets scared and shoots at Goku. Eventually, every cop starts shooting at him, and every firefighter starts spraying at him. Goku says, "What are you people doing? I'm trying to help." This messes with Goku's mental heavily. In Goku's mind, he's to a realization that criminals are not just evil liars, but it goes even beyond that. The whole world is fake, and the only way to bring the truth is to purge the lies of humanity. Goku charges his aura and explodes it. He flies over to the King of Earth and tells him to relinquish his title, but the king refuses. Goku shows no mercy and shoots a laser beam through the eyes of the king. To Goku, he's doing what's right. He's purging the king of lies. Weeks, months, and eventually years go by of Goku purging the lies of the world. In his world, there are no more cops, no more criminals, no more military, because he's the authoritarian of this world. One day, Goku was thinking to himself, what if there's threats outside of this planet? He went over to Capsule Corp to ask Bulma and Dr. Briefs to build him a gravity chamber that goes up to 1,000 times gravity. Given a chance, Bulma tried to convince Goku to come back to stop this madness, but he didn't listen. When Goku entered 1,000 times gravity, he began to train every day for a whole year. By the end of the year, he reached a power level of 31 trillion. Yes, he is powerful. There's nothing holding him back. No family, friends, or social life. As Goku does his morning patrol of the Earth, he stops by a city. He gets shot in the back by a Kamehameha wave. Goku says, "Who is this stupid enough to do something like this?" When he turns around, he sees Master Roshi, Krillin, and others. They're here to take back Earth. Goku looks at them. "What are you trying to prove? That there should be evil? That there should be lies?" Krillin says, "No, that we shouldn't be forced to do what's right. Bad things will happen, but at least they'll make the decisions on their own. You've created a world of robots. They can't even act on their own accord without fearing what's going to happen to them." Goku looks at them. Fear? I'd rather be feared than loved. Suddenly, Master Roshi yells, "Fear this! Evil containment wave!" Goku begins to get sucked into the wave, and eventually is put into a bottle. Krillin and Master Roshi jump in excitement. "We did it! We finally defeated the tyrannical Goku!" Unexpectedly, Master Roshi's body becomes hot and is obliterated. Krillin looks in fear as the body of his teacher is being burned right in front of him. What he sees is Goku with his palm extended to what used to be Master Roshi. "Did you really think I didn't know about that technique? I'll spare you the confusion. Before I killed King Piccolo, he told me all about the Mafuba. With that knowledge, I devised a plan just in case someone would try to use that attack on me. I made sure to have multiple forms of myself scattered throughout the earth." Goku shoots out the container, freeing himself. The two Gokus combine and kill Krillin with a freeze breath. The crazy thing is that Goku is still pure-hearted, because in his mind, he truly believes what he's doing is pure justice. Eventually, Raditz comes down and his scouter breaks before he even enters the atmosphere. One of the Gokus sees something fly in the atmosphere and catches it before it lands. He breaks open the door of the ship. Goku sees a man. It's Raditz. Raditz says, "Is that you, Kakarot?" Goku looks at him in visual confusion. Who is Kakarot? I'm Goku. The two introduce themselves and tell each other about what they were doing for all these years. Raditz congratulates Goku. "I knew you could take out these feeble, insolent planet. You truly show Saiyan pride." Goku's face turns to anger. "Insolent? Are you calling my people insolent?" Raditz sees this and calms Goku down, apologizing for what he said. For some reason, he knows that Goku is really powerful. Not just more powerful than him, but Nappa, Vegeta, maybe even Frieza. Goku and Raditz get to know each other more over time. Raditz says he's going to stay on Earth because he'd rather be with someone like Goku than Vegeta. Goku trains Raditz and shows him his ways, so he doesn't try to stray away from the wrong path. Some time passes, and the Saiyans realize they haven't heard from Raditz. Even Frieza notices there's one less monkey in the barrel. They decide to head towards Earth to see where Raditz went. When the Saiyans and Frieza land, they instantly get attacked by the duo. Nappa, being outmatched by Raditz, gets instantly killed, and Goku, fighting to protect his planet, shoots I-beams through every single one of Frieza's soldiers. At the end, there's only Vegeta and Frieza left. A last-ditch effort to save his skin, Frieza uses a beam to latch onto Vegeta, similar to what he did to Krillin, and throws the same prince into Goku and Raditz. In less than a second, Vegeta explodes on impact. This makes Goku angry. He tells Frieza he has no right to use someone as a pawn. Even if they were to die, let them rightfully die in battle. Goku flies in front of Frieza with one arm and grabs the tyrant by the throat, crushing his throat slowly. But suddenly a blur hits Goku. Raditz is trying to keep track of the movements, but it's too fast. It eventually stops and looks overhead, and it turns out the blur is Superman. Raditz and Frieza are confused on who this person is, but one person knows all too well who this being is. Goku, what is this? Goku responds in a soft-toned voice. I'm purging this world of lies. Only the truth will set them free. A confused Superman says, Truth? What truth? Where's this coming from? Goku flies closer to Superman. He says, What do you mean, where's this coming from? It started with you. You never told me the truth. Goku further says, You never wanted me. This made you the first lie I had to purge. Goku, I didn't tell you because I knew you weren't ready. Because I knew you wouldn't be able to handle it. Goku seemingly gets a revelation. He flies in to hug Superman, tears are flowing down his eyes. I'm sorry, Dad. Can you forgive me? Superman forgives Goku for what he did. Goku wonders how Superman got here out of curiosity's sake. Superman explains to Goku that him and Dr. Fate settled the differences over a game of Uno. And after all that, Dr. Fate sends Superman back to the Dragon Ball Z universe. Goku is amazed by what he heard, and kept that noted. Superman wonders how Goku got this strong in such a short time. He almost got as strong as him. Goku shows Superman the room of spirit and time, and explains that he can get years of training in just one day. They both walk in the hyperbolic time chamber. As Superman begins to enter it, he can feel his power slowly draining. He realizes there's no yellow sun, nothing to feed his energy. When Superman turns around to tell Goku this, he's gone. On the other side of the door, we can see Goku. He destroys the entrance of the room of spirit and time. Goku says to himself, I did have a revelation. I realize there's no trust in anyone. He furthermore says, did he actually think I wouldn't know he was lying? I have his memories. The words trust no one plays back in Goku's head over and over. He goes into a rage. Goku kills Mr. Popo, Raditz, and Bulma. There is no one in the world who can make him vulnerable now. Goku looks at his hands and sits on the throne, and he says to himself, I am the truth.